Kenya's security forces appear to be groping in the dark over whom exactly they are looking for, more than a week since the Westgate siege ended. Contrary to international standards where pictures or sketches of suspects linked to such an atrocious act would by now be splashed everywhere under a most wanted tag and even a bounty put on their heads, scanty information with regards to the identities and number of terrorists on the run has been let out by the Kenyan government. This is what is public knowledge to date.
Doors of the Westgate Mall collapsed, and there are several bodies still trapped in the rubble, including the terrorists.
We have killed 5 terrorists, and we say we have 10 of them held up for investigation with security agencies.
The government appeared to have isolated and counted the assailants from day one of the siege, though perhaps not so concisely.
The terrorists could be between 10 and 15.
So 5 dead, 10 in custody. That somehow implied that all the terrorists had been accounted for, until Interpol issued a red notice alert for the arrest of a British woman identified as Samantha Laithwaite, alias the White Widow, believed to have taken part in the Westgate terror attack. Apparently, a day after the government secured the mall, it requested Interpol to put up a global tripwire for the White Widow, a silent admission that Samantha and perhaps other terrorists slipped through the fingers of Kenyan security forces. To date, this is just about the only face the public could easily spot and perhaps tip the authorities if they happen to see her. Kenyans and the international community now await the security forces to put faces to the rest of the gunmen. Foreign intelligence places the number of terrorists that were inside the mall at 18. 3 are said to have blown themselves up using explosive vests inside the building, and 1 was apparently taken to hospital after sustaining gunshot injuries during the siege. The Interior Minister said he succumbed to the injuries, or did he? That, however, leaves the number of terrorists who may have escaped undetected at around 14. So what are their nationalities?
From the information that we have, 2 or 3 Americans, and I think so far I've heard of 1 Brit.
The network of the assailants was, however, wider than just those who actually executed the Westgate invasion. A 50-year-old man said to be born of European and Kenyan parents, known as Abu Sandhiri, is reportedly also on the radar, apparently for masterminding the siege. He is said to be a great asset to the Al-Shabaab, ostensibly as a trainer of terrorists, a man described as extremely sharp. According to the Sunday Nation, Sandhiri escorted the gunmen to the mall and then apparently left for Somalia as people were fleeing the mall. The tall, light-skinned man is said to be the regional Al-Qaeda man in charge of intelligence, logistics and special operations.
I want to indicate that a number of our friends have joined our team, and specifically from the following countries: the US, Israel, Britain, Germany, Canada, and other agencies including Interpol.
The foreign team is providing on-site assistance to ensure the swift dissemination of all forensic information, photographs of the suspected terrorists, details of arrested individuals, and any other suspects linked to the deadly assault. Another team is stationed at the city mortuary, perhaps hoping to identify any dead terrorist. The information will be shared with Interpol's 190 member states for comparison against national databases to identify any potential leads. Last evening, Kenyan police asked Ugandan security forces to track down a suspected German terrorist said to have crossed over into the neighboring country. Photos of the man known as Andreas Muller, alias Ahmed Khalid, have been circulated widely by Ugandan police after it emerged that he was on board a bus that crossed Kenya's Limuru border on Tuesday. And as the Interior Minister stated, a few arrests have been made. One suspect who has been seen along the corridors of justice is Jermaine Grant, a Briton who reportedly shared a rented apartment with the White Widow. He was arraigned in a Mombasa court to face charges of plotting a terror attack and possession of explosives. The other terror suspect said to have been captured while trying to flee aboard a Turkish airline at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport is a 35-year-old man by the name Abdul Razak Sharif Ahmed. He reportedly raised eyebrows when the supposed wounds beneath the bandages on his head were found to be non-existent. Sylvia Chabet, Citizen Live at 9.